This message is for somebody that spoke a truth that shattered the demonic realm. Yes, these people uh, spend their whole life, years. Actually, you rattled the room. This is for somebody who exposed something that powerful people spend years, maybe centuries, trying to cover up. And ever since, something felt off. Someone paid for your silence, was furious that you spoke about something you're supposed to be silenced. This person paid a dark practitioner, a specialist in suppression. This is a shadow sorcerer with one job, and the job is to shut you up. What they couldn't account is your resurrection contract, because Spirit said the moment they sign off your downfall, heaven signed on theirs. That's the fucking how this all played out. You spoke up about something that taboo, maybe something that happened in a temple, in a church, a spiritual computer, in a business circle, in business. Anyway, you brought fresh light into something that is forgotten case. You mentioned an unsolved case, maybe a pattern of abuse, or maybe you had called the name out that everyone was afraid to call that name. And this is where it started. You were hit with sleep paralysis, you were hit with spirit visitation, you also experienced sudden collapses in your career, finances, online bans, you know, people turning on you. you know, they shut for me two platforms before and any moment, could be anything shut. But fuck it, we create again. You start feeling watched spiritually. You may have experienced issue with technology, money blocks, or sudden loss of ideas. If a very small sector of you experienced physical attack for no reason and explanation. I've got attacked in the mountain. They tried to kill me. Once kidnapped me, and other time kill me twice. Poisoning, and the spirit realm always redeem me. Whatever I have something because I'm a healer. Whatever I ingest into my body, no matter how poisonous it is, all it takes me is to sleep and wake up. When I sleep, my ancestor work. Yes, and it was a fact of spiritual hit placed on your head. This hit was paid by somebody that you know, I know, or actually close to. If not that, it was paid by somebody that was in a higher position and an institution that institution institution. And this dark practitioner that they hired, they were promised something big for attacking you, for silencing you. You know, power, sex, money, fame. That what was this practitioner promised for you being the sacrifice. And the demon they call upon, you already casted it down. And they forgot the ancestors that are around you. Yes. They thought you were the sacrifice, but forgot your ancestors don't mess. And the demon that they call, you already slayed it out. Let me go deeper. And if this is your message, it's gonna hit like a lightning bolt. You're gonna absolutely know this for you. You exposed a priest or an imam or a spiritual leader of some sort who was exchanging spiritual work for sex, and you saw this person, whether male or female, in a high spiritual position. You saw this person preying on extremely vulnerable people, vulnerable men, vulnerable women, and even children. And they did all this under the guise of cleansing, submission to the divine, whatever it was. You spoke the truth. You said something either online or in whispers, and they send a force after you. Another scenario I've seen for other people, you called out a woman in empowerment position or circle or coven or group, was really about spiritual ego, exploitation of vulnerable women, and quick cash grabs, you know, group rituals. This group tried to erase your voice at the same time that we're trying to preach woman empowerment, sisterhood. You also felt like after this expose, something happened with the algorithm. This is how you're gonna know this message is for you. Other of you in my collective, you expose something by asking a question. You ask a question of some sort, you know, or why, or or why the leader of this group is living lavish, or while the rest of the group are living normal. You know, some of you, you were quietly removed and chained from this scenario. Some of you, you questioned so-called charity, and you got psychically attacked. Another sector of the beautiful collective, you mentioned a mentor or a spiritual leader or a guru for implanting fear-based affirmations or fear-based programming in the people. You exposed this guru or mentor trying to convince people that they were cursed and they needed that guru. You exposed that guru in creating spiritual dependency. You know, you exposed Coven for showing the power is in individuality, not in groups, not in spellware, not in harvesting energy. You solve spiritual cold cases. This could be related to missing children. This could be related to supported natural death that was never set right in your spirit. You described a place and you said a name, and everything changed around you. Moths swarming your window, a ritual knife or a ritual candle showing in your dream. These have meanings. Envisioning or feeling someone in white robes watching you as sleep. Intense burning sensation in your wrist, in your back. You may have dreams of altars or temples being destroyed, flooded. Or you feel like a sudden urge spiritually clean and cleanse your house over and over again. See, for a long time I wasn't sure if people were ready to hear exposing the spiritual coven that call themselves healing. Coven but what was really is a sex coven that is run by a warlock man and many women. He presented himself as a divine masculine tantric teacher. They want my head for these things I'm speaking about. I speak what my